Another Purdue offer has been distributed from Coach Matt, as every Purdue target calls him these days, to Reese Alston, son of Rafer Alston, longtime NBA veteran, very fun point guard. This is a very fun point guard. Lil Skip Alston, as he goes by, has received an offer from Purdue. This came in 2 days ago. And there's a bunch of offers coming Reese Alston's way right now. He also picked up a Texas offer over the weekend. I think there were a couple more that I saw. I'm scrolling through the timeline right now. He only tweeted Texas and Purdue this weekend, and Washington, and Arizona State, and Florida State. So, yeah, those types of offers are coming in. We talked about Reese Alston on the channel a little bit ago because Mark Pope loves him. And Mark Pope apparently still loves him, as KSR is reporting that they had an interview with Reese Alston about how he's hearing from Coach Pope all the time, and Coach Pope constantly reiterates that he wants him to be a future Kentucky point guard. But for Purdue fans who are just hearing about Reese Alston, give them the breakdown, sir. What is the game of Lil Skip?
Yeah, so he's like, he's not necessarily the most physically imposing point guard, I will say, but he stands about 6'2". I think that he sees the game very, very well. Obviously, being the son of Rafer Alston, you can make a little bit of an assumption that this kid can have the handle, or you would make the assumption that he has the handle. He does have that. He's 6'2", but he does have long arms. He does have the ability to get above the rim and play above the rim if needed. And I'm not saying he's necessarily a plus athlete or anything like that, but he's extremely fast, has long arms. I really like what he can do. I think he's a really well-rounded point guard is kind of how I would put him and how I would define him right now. And look, I think this is the type of player that even as a freshman, like whether you want to have the talent conversation with him necessarily, I feel like I would put him in the mode of I would give him the ball and trust him. Like you could trust him to do the right thing, make the right play, to defend, compete on both ends. And I think he's one of those prospects too that he's getting better. And he looked like he might grow too. I wouldn't be surprised too if we talk like a couple months from now if like Reese Alston is like 6'5". He might be first team all, ends up 6'6" or something like that.
Yeah, he's listed at 6'2" right now, 165. This is one of the only players I've ever seen listed at 165 where I feel like they're lying about his weight because this kid's got to be 135 based on the.
Doesn't he look kind of taller than 6'2"? Maybe it's the long arms, but he looks taller than 6'2".
I think he looks taller than 6'2" because of how little he weighs, honestly. Like I
That
think
might
he's
be it.
he's genuinely like 6'2", 130, and he looks 6'6" because of it.
That
Um,
might,
I wholeheartedly agree with you that he's getting better, which is probably my second favorite part of Reese Alston, the player right now. My favorite part of Reese Alston, the player right now, is his creativity. Like if you watched Rafer Alston, we're dating ourselves right now, but like very fun guard, right? Almost like he had like the and one street ball nature to his game. It was fun to watch. This kid is his son. Like it's like Andrei Stojakovic is supposed to be able to shoot the ball, right? He's Peja's son. This is Reese Alston. He's going to have a handle. He's going to be creative. He's going to get to all these fun spots on the floor. He's incredibly quick. He's got burst. He is an above the rim player, which I don't think you would expect at first glance. But
mhm.
when he gets the opportunity to get downhill, either in transition or even off of a screen, he will go up and dunk on dudes. And I completely agree. Since we did a first video on him about a month ago, everything I've seen looks better by the day. Like he's going to all these events and he's just showing me new things I haven't seen on film every single time. So he's a stud. From a Purdue perspective, since we're framing this under the guise of it's another new Purdue offer, how serious do you think are their chances of landing Reese? He is a 2027 guard. He's a true point guard, obviously. So thinking timelines, Luke Ertl will be in the mix by then. Purdue is still in the mix for Tay Kinney. Kind of feels like they've been after a bunch of guards in this cycle. What is Purdue's chances here to get in the mix? This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports Gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's. That's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
I think it's pretty good. Especially because like, you're projecting down the line. Could you go undersized and play Ertl and Alston together? You're very small, but I think Alston's more point guard than Ertl is.
Yeah,
Like you'd be a very small backcourt, but like you could put those paired together because I think Alston's more of a point guard than Ertl is.
I do completely agree with that. I will say this, the amount of point guards that Paint is reaching out to and offering makes me think they don't view Ertl as that.
Yeah, that no, that does kind of make sense. Also, this is the you think Paint's gonna just keep on going former NBA kid route? Because like obviously
Dampier.
a week and a half ago, Dampier Jr. Alston's now the offer now, and it's not just because of the NBA kid. Like I love Alston's game. Do you have a comp for him when you watch him?
It's really hard because he's so skinny and so small.
Yeah, I
But he's
ca-
not small. He's tall.
I can't think of a good one, but like I don't know.
I don't have one.
You don't think that Paint's pitching him to be like I don't think he's pitching Braden. Maybe he's pitching like a Jay Ivy.
No,
He's not the athlete that Ivy is, but if he ends up 6'5", he could be.
he's not. But Jaden Ivey was like this Greek god shooting guard, right? That's not this.
They got some of the same burst to me.
Okay. I mean, that's incredibly complimentary, I think, to Reese. But I don't know. This is a pure point guard. That's never. I hate the Jaden Ivey comp. I gotta be honest with you.
You hate Jay Ivy.
No,
You know?
I loved college Jaden Ivey. He can respectfully step aside of my NBA team.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. We'll see. This is interesting. I will say this. Paint's doing what we've wanted him to do for years, recruit like a big boy program, right? He's throwing out offers everywhere. It feels new. It feels like there's more of a national footprint. Reese Alston's from Texas. And I like, is this gonna work? It should work, right? That's what we wanted. So obviously we think this is what he should be doing. But I don't know. Like, is there any fear level here that like Paint is actually stepping out of the comfort zone of what he's done so well by going after all these really high profile guys from all over the country? And like it's what Beeline did, but there was one cycle early where before Beeline figured it out where he just missed on all his primary targets. I remember it. It was like I think it was who was the group? It was like the Monty Morris year. He missed out on everybody that he wanted.
Now I'm over here reliving Monte Morris highlights in my head.
Yeah. Honestly, maybe that's the comp.
Not bad. It's honestly not bad.
Wow, we just pulled a rabbit out of our hat.
Really, I don't know how we got there, but it's a pretty good comp.
You got a prediction for where Reese is going to play, given all his offers and interest right now?
So I'm gonna make a prediction, and also, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
You go like you could see he has his dad had an and one like game. You know his dad played and one, right?
Oh, I did not know that.
What?
I completely forget that?
Gregory,
He
don't
was
do that.
skipped my Lou, right?
He got the nickname for playing for and one street ball, Skip to my Lou.
I did not realize that.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Yeah,
My
but no,
bad.
like that was the big thing. He was one of the and one guys that actually made it to the like I think the only one that made it to the league.
I'm telling on myself here. I was not an A1 fan.
That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, just it wasn't for me.
The professor didn't really change your life.
No.
Okay, understood. Where did Rafer Alston go to college?
I don't know. Florida State?
Fresno State.
Fresno State.
Fresno State. Texas kid, I could see him staying in state.
I don't like how that just flipped into trivia. Like you just manhandled me there and just were like, we're gonna ask
Sorry.
a question.
Sorry, that's on me. Honestly, I think this one is really, really wide open at this point. I don't have a necessary lean on it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say ends up staying in state and playing for Texas, but not playing for Sean Miller.
Interesting. I feel like he will stay in Texas too, whether it's Buckyball, Texas A&M, or whether it's like a random SMU commit, and we're all like, "What's going on?" Something like that.
SMU does feel weirdly like he would go there.
He'd be a great fit in a Mark Pope offense, though.